My name is Eincrou. I am a video gamer, and I will record myself playing one more video game. I will do one more Let's Play series. Let us resume the expedition. This is Outer Wilds, a game that I purchased a few months ago at the end of 2021. I did not know what the game was about. I went in extremely lacking in knowledge. Little did I know that is exactly the way I should be approaching this game. It's the way everyone should approach the game. Because this is a game about discovery, exploration, curiosity, sense of wonderment. It is all made front and center in the Outer Wilds, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to be playing the Echoes of the Eye DLC expansion. I completed this game 3 months ago at the end of January. And after completing it, and after deciding that this is the experience I had just went through was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in video gaming, I decided I would take a break for a little bit before jumping into Echoes of the Eye. I had planned to do this series at the start of April. It is now April 25th, 2022. Late start, but I do have enough time to get this done. I am going to do one loop, not interacting or engaging with Echoes of the Eye at all. I'm going to use that loop, this loop, as an introduction and as a platform for me to say some things that I want to say as I begin this series. So I'm just going to fly around and run around. The first thing I want to say is about the production that is currently being viewed by hopefully somebody someday. Should we go hit the interloper? Try and hit the interloper. It will take us on a journey through the solar system. I need to slow down though. Alright. Can approach it at a leisurely pace. So this production is the first stereoscopic 3D virtual reality video I am making since, I think it was 2015, when I made a video about Dying Light 2 and its rudimentary virtual reality support. I have not produced any of my VR playthroughs in stereoscopic 3D since then. Largely because I stopped making... Okay, that sound right there. Oh, are we getting sucked off the interloper? No, I got sucked off, but not into the sun. Okay. That's interesting. This game continues to amaze with what can happen. Oh, I'm doing a fly by the Ash Twins real quick. I'm just trying to have a nice, relaxing movement through the solar system for this first loop. It's being thwarted. Let's approach the Outer Rock. The Outer Rock will be stable. I know this for certain. So, I stopped making actual videos and have only made a few series of videos, of gaming videos, over the past half decade. So, anytime I played a game and I wanted to make content of it, it would be a live stream. And I have since done almost a year and a half of no live streams. I abandoned live streaming and have not done a single one since what I declared to be my last live stream on December 31st, 2020. Okay, so that whistling is actually going to get a little annoying, so I'll go over here. Let's get some light. Why is my flashlight not working? There we go. So this is the first VR footage that I'm producing as a standalone video, not as a live stream. And I chose to capture this in virtual reality in a way that approximates what I'm seeing, which is to do it capturing both eyes, and I will produce a stereoscopic video out of it. I have not made a single stereoscopic video since I lost my entire G hard drive in, I think, 2018, which is where I had all of my video editing stuff, all of the backups and all the materials. Unfortunately, I was trying to install a bad SSD, and as part of that process of trying to force that damn thing to work, Windows goofed up. I do blame Windows for this and not user error. And it created a new partition on an existing drive, which was that G drive. I lost everything because I immediately recognized what happened and tried to use some recovery software. It would have been able to recover the files, but they would have all been jumbled and misnamed. I just decided to call the entire thing a failure and to write it off and accept that everything had been lost. I didn't need to do that. I could have tried a different program. I could have sent it into a data recovery operation, but I decided it would be all lost. So I did not have any of my old video files where I had made many stereoscopic 3D videos. So I had to, the other day, figure out and relearn how to do it. So I recorded an hour-long test session of this game, playing it with the NomaiVR mod, which is extremely brutal on my computer system. But I was determined to figure out a way that I would be able to record this in stereoscopic 3D so I could produce my final Let's Play series in the format that I loved so much years ago when I still had hopes and dreams for being able to accomplish something, anything, on YouTube or anywhere else in this world. By closing out of absolutely everything on my computer other than what's necessary, by reducing the resolution scale. Oh, and I forgot to, also part of my process. Please hold while I do that. I don't think I need to pause this recording. I can just do it straight away. So right now it's locked at 45 FPS because my system is not capable of delivering a solid 90 FPS. But I'm recording this at 60, so I don't need solid 90. So let's disable in the Oculus debug tool, asynchronous space warp. And that should allow the game to run at around 60. Okay, it's not wanting to go up. It's wanting to stay around 45. Okay, there, 51. So you can see the problem that I have. It's mostly my CPU not being able to keep up with everything. Even without recording this, it's a struggle. And figuring out how to record this was a struggle. At first I tried with OBS, and I was getting 20 frames per second in the game. Unplayable. Unwatchable. Then I tried to use NVIDIA Share, but NVIDIA Share, even though it's a great way to capture gameplay footage, that has become my primary way, it's not able to directly see and capture the Oculus mirror window or the VR view window of Steam VR. So I tried using the desktop capture, and I thought that was going to work for me. To just capture the Oculus mirror and my entire desktop and then just crop in the editing stage. But no. It turns out that the capture, even though the video was 60 FPS, was only about 20 FPS when you actually count the number of frames. So that was a failure. For some reason I'm not seeing the icon for my ship. There it is. I don't remember this. Got appear to be ice crystals in this crater. I don't remember this. Okay, here's recording. Let's find out about this. I guess I haven't discovered everything in the game. Or maybe I did. Maybe because the first place I went was the Outer Rock. Maybe I found it and I just don't remember. It's just been so long. Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. This is an old crater. The neat thing here is that the composition of the samples I took from the impact site matches the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. I'd posit the Outer Rock was hit with a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. To follow up on, maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble destroyed on other astral bodies in the solar system. I can't recall encountering any of those. Of course, there's the seed on Timberhearth, but I don't remember seeing any ice crystals. There's There is ice on Giant's Deep. And there is a connection to the Dark Bramble. So, maybe that's another example of that. Alright, let's go somewhere else while I continue. Let's go to the Ash Twins. So after the failure of NVIDIA share capture, I don't know what the proper way to describe it is. It used to be called shadow play. I think they stopped calling it that. Oh. Let's stay away from the sun. Actually, let's go to the observatory here on Ember Twin. So on one of the poles, it's on the other pole. I think this is the south. Oh, here it is. This is it. So I was just at the first observatory on Addle Rock. This is the more powerful one. This is the one that is able to keep track of the quantum moon more effectively. So anyways, after the end of that attempt with shadow play, I went back to OBS to see if there was any way to make it work. And I identified the main problem was the CPU. Look at the CPU frame time. Constantly in the orange or red. I am now getting around 60 FPS in this area. Up to 77. Very strange, I was getting low FPS in that interior where barely anything was visible. So I believe I will be able to make this series work as I had hoped for. I recorded an hour-long test video. The recording was a success. I recorded everything I needed to, just the way I wanted to. And I produced a test of a final. I used that video footage to produce a final test. I created everything I would need to produce a stereoscopic 3D video. I created a workflow for it based on my memories of making many videos like that in the past. One interesting thing I did is I used the usual thing I would do, which was to create a 16:9 video. But I went and I tried out creating a 4:3 video. Just before I started recording this test session, well, this is not a test, this is the real thing. I'm just going to be speaking for the duration of this loop before getting into the real gameplay. I went on YouTube to see if anybody had made any stereoscopic 3D videos of Outer Wilds. And there were none. There were none with the 3D tag. I also searched Outer Wilds VR. I knew that there would be VR videos of it, but what I wanted to see was how were people producing those videos. And every single one was cropped VR footage. VR footage is, I should say, cropped monoscopic, to be precise. incomplete. VR footage is taller than it is wide. That is the format of image that is presented to the virtual reality headset. So that means if you want to create a 16:9 video, which is the normal format for video, the normal aspect ratio for videos, that means you have to crop out a huge amount of the top and the bottom of the view. And I don't know what the actual field of view is for each eye in virtual reality, but it's tiny. It's like 40 degrees field of view, so everything looks super zoomed in and you can't see very much, and it feels like you're not really seeing enough. So I'm producing this in a way that is able to capture more of the more of the vertical field of view. And it will, of course, also be in stereoscopic 3D. So I don't know whether I'm going to produce this in 16:9 or 4:3, because unfortunately a lot of the horizontal also has to be cropped for the 3D format, because I have to crop out the parts that aren't represented by both eyes. Otherwise it's going to be just, there's not any information there in one of the eyes and it looks terrible. So I may produce this at 4:3. Very strange, but it might be right. If I do it at 4:3, that means the overlay, the extra overlay graphics that I have to add, will take up less of the image. With my 16:9 format, it was almost half the image was my overlay to hide the parts that aren't good, usable stereoscopic 3D. So the music has started, signifying the end of this loop. I can't remember if it's 90 seconds or 60 seconds from the start of the music. I know that I have the soundtrack, and it's whatever the duration is the name of the song. So this observatory is a really nice place to get a view of the end of this solar system. Oh, frame rate just went to absolute nonsense there. Embrace the end. I do embrace the end, as I must. Circumstances beyond control. All right. That was a very long intro. The longest anyone has ever done to a gaming video. Or a Let's Play video. Or probably other types of gaming videos with longer intros. But I think I arrived pretty much where we are today, with me making a stereoscopic 3D video. The first ever stereoscopic 3D video of the Outer Wilds, published on the awful and evil platform YouTube.com. So I think, oh, let me start this properly. I'm jumping ahead here. I'm jumping ahead. Let's land again. We're gonna do this correctly. So that test video I made the other day, it was intended to be the actual first part of the series. So I did do a little bit. Oops. I did do a little bit in furthering my goal of experiencing the DLC, Echoes of the Eye. And the first clue is in here because, like everything in this game, it's a little cryptic. How to do anything, how to go anywhere. You have to discover how to get to the DLC. And I remembered from my first day playing this, my very first loop back in December of last year, this area here had coming soon, or it was under construction in some way. And I later realized that ties into the DLC because I did not have the DLC purchased at that point. I didn't know if I was going to like the Outer Wilds enough to want to play the DLC. And I did purchase the DLC at some point, I don't remember when. So now we have the new exhibit available. And it shows the radio tower on Timber Hearth. And it shows the polar orbit of the satellite that gives the reconnaissance information about the state of the solar system in this map. That dotted outline and that red blinking light, those represent the satellite. Let's see what the exhibit says. Okay, I don't like how the text appears to my left. I have to look away from my mic, and that's not good. Actually, let me make sure I'm centered in the game. Oops. What's the button? There it is. Yeah, it's just appearing over here for some reason. The radio tower here on Timber Hearth was built to receive transmissions from our deep space satellite, and to this day still houses the first ever photos taken of the entire solar system. These photos were made possible by the deep space satellite's unusual vertical orbit that carries it high above and below the plane of the solar system. Thanks to a recent upgrade, the deep space satellite is now responsible for generating the real-time solar system map used by our newest astronauts. Okay. Believe it or not, this is the intro to the DLC, this exhibit here. That's all you get. So, the first time, a couple days ago when I did that recording, I did not know anything about how to get to the DLC. I almost thought it would be a separate mode, but no, it is integrated into the main game. And I did not know how to start it. So I did look at some information online just to make sure I was getting on the right track and not just going to be stumbling around the whole solar system. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. And it turns out that my suspicion that exhibit was the first hint was correct. So, here is that radio station, radio tower. I came here, this is one of the first places I ever explored, this radio tower. It's parked near the entrance for convenience. But there was nothing I could do here. This door was not open like this. And it wasn't until a couple days ago that I came back and saw, now it's open. Because now I own the DLC. It's on my account. So these are the mentioned photographs of the satellite. 248 degrees. It's a nice look at pretty much every major object, including the quantum moon, which is around Timberhearth in this image. Satellite angle 350 degrees. This is a side-on view. Just 10 less than 0 degrees, which would be a perfect side-on view. Again, we can see all known objects of this solar system. There's the quantum moon around Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep. I'm just kidding. Giant's Deep. Satellite angle 40 degrees. We can again see just about every object. This is a polar view. And there's also something partially occluding the sun. All known solar system objects are accounted for, including the quantum moon, which is around the Ember Twins in this image. But there's some unknown object creating a partial eclipse. Mystery, spookiness. Satellite angle 137 degrees. That's Gabbro inspecting the satellite, as we will see from this recording. And we're recording. It's been 2 days since the launch of the deep space satellite, and I'm about to view the first batch of photos. Let the record show that on this historic day, Outer Wilds Ventures has... the printing. Here they come. Stars above. Will you look at that? There's Brittle Hollow. And look there. That's Hollow's lantern. And there's Giant's Deep. And the quantum moon. I'm speechless. Completely speechless. Every single astral body in our magnificent solar system looking stunning from every angle in each of these 3 images. And in color, no less. Now this is art. I could stare at these photos forever. Doesn't Timberhearth look tiny from... Hold on. What is that? That can't be right. I mean, that's not even possible. Am I interpreting this photo correctly? What's even stranger is it doesn't show up in either of the other photos, just this one. Well, there must have been an equipment malfunction, I suppose. Only sensible explanation for it. I'll radio Gabbro and ask them to go examine the satellite's lens for defects. Well, now it seems we've got a lead. Possible defects. That could be the cause of the strange issue. I won't look at the log just yet. Actually, no, I think I can look at the log now. Because I already had the ship's log entry associated with this DLC, the first one. I got this on my previous recording. Yeah, the radio tower. So we'll look at that now. A radio tower designed to receive photos taken by the deep space satellite. There are several photos of the entire solar system hanging on the walls. Hornfels noticed something strange in one of the photos. but concluded equipment malfunction was the only sensible explanation. So, Gabbro was ordered to go examine the equipment and make sure it was not malfunctioning. We will follow that lead. So I need to scour the night sky. Well, I say the night sky. Let's just go into space and scour space for the red blinking dot. I'm not seeing it, so let's see where it is. Okay, it is directly away from the sun on the solar plane, which is there. 16 kilometers away. Extremely distant. That's the white hole there. Let's get some speed, but I'm going to try to avoid doing what I did last time, which was I have a hard time intercepting this thing without either overshooting it or, even worse, I crashed into it once and that was really bad. All right, we'll proceed at around 150 until the last 1,000 meters. And then we will slow it down. All right, let's slow it down. All right, we are approaching 54 meters per second, nice and steady. Slow it down. Engage the match speed. We are now matched. Let's refuel real quick. And go for an extravehicular activity to inspect the satellite. So we can see that it shows the angle of its orbit around the solar system. And we have a recording that was left here. You'd wonder why a recording would be left here. It's not a very good place for a recording. Not a good place to store a recording. Gabbro here, checking in on the Deep Space Satellite per ground control's request to check out a possible equipment problem. See, Hornfells? I do too work. You know, I wouldn't mind being a satellite. It's peaceful out here, among the distant stars and the soft velvety darkness. But it's awfully nice for naps, too. Silence. Oh, right, the lens. Alright, little satellite, let's see what the trouble is. Huh. Everything looks a-okay, ground control. No dust or scratches on the lens, and no evidence of sparking or violent explosions. Guess that rules out an equipment malfunction after all. Hear that, pal? You're in great shape. Keep up the good work out here. The lens doesn't look like glass, but no foreign objects on it. The lens cap is kept open by this thing. Yeah. That doesn't do anything. So, This lead appears to have run cold. Except, I do remember that at 40 degrees, that is when the strange object appeared in front of the sun. So I think what I have to do to continue from here is I need to be here when this thing goes to 40 degrees in its orbit around the sun, which I think is going to be at the start of a loop. Because this has a long time to go before it gets to 40 degrees again, and I don't know that this loop will be long for this world at that point, if it even gets back to 40 degrees before the loop ends. So it's got another 100 degrees to go before it gets back to 0, which is going to be several minutes. This is the amount of progression that I made in my test video. So I'm now at the point where I need to, like, we're on now. This is live. We're really playing it. We're really figuring things out now. That did not add anything to my ship's log. I also did not get the achievement for discovering everything in the ship's log. I don't know if that's because I missed something and I need to go back and get something, or if it's counting the DLC ship's log content. That could be the case. I did consider going back and getting all achievements because I did love this game, but I did not end up doing that. But perhaps now that I'm playing again, that can happen. So I think I'll just take it easy here and see how far this thing gets. Because if it does require coming here immediately at the start of a loop, well, that's going to require me to start another loop. But I'm not going to take any drastic actions to force a new loop. I'm fine with taking it easy and just enjoying life, or at least trying the best I can. I'm not gonna pause the recording either. I'm just gonna fill time. It was hard to get this series going. Like I said in the first part, the first loop, I was planning on doing this at the start of the month, the start of April 2022. I got embroiled in a playthrough of Final Fantasy 15. So that didn't that didn't go. I did that instead. But I've completed Final Fantasy 15, so now's the time to do it. Another thing that makes it difficult is just my energy levels at this late stage are so low. My motivation levels so low that it is a struggle to do even what should be considered entertainment, playing video games. It just doesn't entertain me like it did years and years ago. I'm burnt out, I think. I would do other things if I could. So I knew that if I did record this, it would be very low energy. I'm actually surprised at the amount of energy I've been able to muster thus far. I thought it would be even more sleepy than it is already. I think there is a little bit of energy in my voice, not much. But I considered doing this as an ASMR Let's Play. Oh, yep. The loop is ending at 325 degrees. So we'll not get around to 40. We have to come here immediately. We'll do that at the end of this destruction of the solar system. So if I called this ASMR, that would be kind of a justification for my low energy levels, even though I wouldn't be trying to make it ASMR. It would be just that by dint of the fact that I don't raise my voice, I don't speak quickly, I don't project my voice. I just do commentary with as much energy as I'm able to muster. I figured I'll just not label this ASMR. It's not like... It's not like that would help this in the search rankings or anything. I'm not aiming for making videos for the public. Not aiming to grow a channel. I abandoned that almost 7 years ago. I make this for myself. To have a record of myself at this point in history. This is what I sounded like. This is me. These are the thoughts that went through my head. Oh, what was that? That was a weird effect. I've never seen that overlay effect before. Usually it just goes to white. That's what it did when I died from the supernova. At the end of that first loop. Very curious, that. I don't know if that means something. Alright. Well, let's see where it is. It's at 0 right now. Approximately 0. What direction do I need to go? I need to go away from the sun. Oh. Where is it? There it is. Now we gotta get there quick. 40 degrees comes fast. But not so quick that I overshoot it. Let's get to about 5 kilometers and then start slowing down. Oh, I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast. However, I'm in the general area, so maybe I'll be able to see. Ooh, why did I have so much speed there? Jeez. Maybe I'll be able to see what I'm looking for just by being in the right place. Let's look towards the sun. See if I can get close enough to see the readout on the angle without getting out. Okay, let's turn. Oops. Ah, no. I just ruined it. I ruined it by crashing into it. But let's keep this orbit. Maybe I'll still be able to see it. Oh shoot, there it is. Oh, really? Come on. Well, it's just the electrical systems. So I can still move. What is this? Oh, there it is. Okay, is this a landing pad? Let's get some lights. Maybe my lights are offline because of the electricity. Let's go in here. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. All right. We've arrived at DLC content. So, I don't know much about this. I gotta try and repair this without hitting my microphone, because that's... Come on. Okay. I don't know much about this DLC, but I have seen that there are horror elements. I don't know how horrific it's meant to be. So we didn't get any ship's log for this. But I saw there was an option in the main menu to reduce the horror elements. We're gonna not use that. We're gonna try and figure out what this is all about, as the developers intended. So this is some sort of docking bay. This architecture is something I do not recognize. Not seen anything like this in the main game. This does not look like Nomai architecture. Nomai. Let's see what's here. Can I translate this? Oh, there's my translator. Error. Unknown language. Oh boy. Oh. Whoa. My my got my positioning got glitched there. Okay, I think. Oh, trees detected. That opened the door. Okay. I don't see any trees. That's kind of funny. What's this? Rotate. Oh! Whoa! Ship log updated. Okay, I guess I'm controlling this with my gaze? Whoa. So this is the interior of a sphere. I think. Okay, can I get it to dock here? Okay. So these orbs, these green orbs, are control mechanisms by gaze. Unknown language. Is this where I am now? Look for a building with a green light on it. More ship log updates. These inhabitants were tall. Okay. Oops. Well, that lantern's busted, but this one out here, was this one broken? I tell you, that is very cool looking. I wish I had more resolution in my HMD so I could see it better. But I assume that's all places I can go. Oh, okay, this is not a sphere. This is one of those classic circular rotating worlds. This is a space station. I have no idea where my ship is. I don't know if this is in this. Okay, yeah, there's Giant's Deep. So we are in the solar system. We have not transported to some other strange location. We are still in the solar system. And yeah, that lantern was broken. Well, this is Outer Wilds at its best. I have no idea what to do and where to go, so I'm just going to explore. Hopefully nothing scary will kill me immediately. These people did keep portraits. It's interesting that there's not even any lead up to this. It's just here's a new area. Enjoy. There's just the mystery of the strange object, but nothing else in particular. So So I don't know what this symbolizes, but I'll keep that in mind. Okay, that's also visible on the outside here. I see another switch there. What is this? A slide reel. This looks like just a storage. More slide reels. Well, one more. Can I pick up the other one? Nope. If this was a native VR game, I'd probably be able to pick them up with both hands. But if this was designed to be played on a screen, what just happened? Whoa! Uh-oh. Okay. So that's a little wrinkle in this. That's a little bit of a wrinkle in this area. One of the cool things about the Outer Wilds is the dynamic world. Certain things happen at certain times during the course of loops. Certain things are open, and certain things are closed. And timing is an aspect that you have to play around with for certain things. And for this, something broke over there, causing the water level to rise. Let's go over here, which is not submerged. Okay, we've got, this is probably telling some sort of a story. We have a creature. Looks like he's got an instrument. Don't know if this is some other world or if it's the same world. But it all looks peaceful. Okay, this lantern is functional. Or it's not functional, but it's not broken. But I don't know how to use it if it's possible to. Fishing. Nice. This is a place where fish are in the water. And he looks out over his world with candles. Okay, this one is set in. It's like there's an area back there. He sees a planet with rings, so this is not the same solar system. There's no planet with rings here. And he sets off. So what's back here? Ah. Well, it's submerged. I don't want to try to explore that while it's underwater. So what I can do is try and... Well, does that go somewhere? I can try to intercept one of these rafts. I wonder if the rafts have enough power to go against the current. Does this go anywhere? I wonder if I can detect anything with this. Nothing on Deep Space Radio. Can I detect my friends from Outer Wilds Ventures? Not detecting anything. Any quantum mechanics going on here? No. Distress? No, my distress? No. Hmm. So there's an area up there. I could try blowing a bunch of jet fuel to get up there. Gravity here is pretty strong. It's 1.3. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. I don't think I'm meant to get up there like that. I wonder if there's any way to refuel jet fuel. You wouldn't think so. Oh, this one's still here. Let's see if it can go against the current. Powerful enough? Slowly. Yeah, I think that's the dam that broke. See if I can see anything at the dam. Yes, this is just aimless wandering. That's sometimes how the Outer Wilds is. And I love it for that. It's like, you see something of interest? Check it out. See if you can find anything interesting. Oh, the loop is ending. So we are still subject to the loops. So that's got this rotating indicator, but it's not moving. I think I get more power if I have both of these lit up. I guess I can't get any further. A couple of these things are stuck. So what I'm really wondering is there and kind of easier way to get here, or do you have to go run to the satellite each time? Make sure you're at the right angle. Next time, I will take notice of where exactly I am when this thing becomes visible. Um, I didn't hear the explosion. Unable to pinpoint location. Oh. Okay, that's how the loop ends. Very strange. That was the same effect I saw when I was out at the satellite. So that's going to be the end of this first part. It consisted of a long intro, 22 minutes. And then there was one loop of trying to figure out how to get to the eye, and then dying, another 22 minutes. And then there was a third loop of reaching the eye, or echoes of the eye, and getting completely interrupted by a dam breaking. I was just... Hey, hold up a second. Yeah, I already know about the launch codes. I'll tell you about using the ship log to set destination markers for locations you visited before. Okay, I think that's a hint for how to find that location without having to go to the satellite. I can set a marker for it, but I don't know about that because it said it was unable to pinpoint location. So that doesn't seem like that should work. It's a brilliant feature if I say so myself. I have to literally turn around because it appeared behind me. Dead useful. And the risk it poses of shorting out the fuel regulator and causing the ship to explode is so minimal that only Gaussen would worry about it. So how do I use it? When you're on your ship's log, open up its log to the location you want to mark. Anywhere's fine as long as you've been there at least once. Yeah, I've used this feature before in my playthrough of the regular game. Hop in the pilot seat and the ship will throw up a destination marker on your display. It's that easy. Wow, Slate, how do you come up with those incredible ideas? Oh, I do the best I can with what I've got. Really? You're too kind. I don't know if you can really hear me because I had to turn around. Maybe if I do it like this. Okay. You're a technological marvel. Whoa, say that again, please? It sounds so good when it's not sarcastic. Anyway, I've got a fire to enjoy, and you've got launch codes to grab. Go wild with the marking feature while you're out there. Just try not to follow it so directly you fly into the sun, okay? Okay. So that must be scripted to happen after the first time you go to the Echoes of the Eye location. I don't even know what to call it yet. You know what? I think I'll save reading the ship's log entries until next time. Do we have it on our planetary chart somehow? No. That would have been very strange if somehow it was on the planetary chart. Considering how this is a time loop and the only things that are kept between loops are the ship's log And is that it? Is it just the ship's log? Everything else resets? Maybe. So I'll end this here. Hopefully everything recorded properly, because part of my scheme for getting this to work is, as you can see, my computer is absolutely being pushed to the limits. Part of my scheme is that I've got OBS minimized and the preview disabled, just saved any amount of CPU cycles that I can. So I'm going to end this here and see if this is going to work, or if I'm going to have to try and record this again. That would suck. So that's it. I'll be back. I'm proud of myself for getting this started. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up the momentum. I did drink a energy drink before this to try and just desperately get any kind of energy I could. I want this. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to have this memento of this series. I want to be able to produce it and publish it. So I'm going to do the best I can. All right, that's going to be it. Until next time.